Okay, I think it's
Hey,
recording now. All right, cool.
hey,
Still sound a little bit choppy though. Like, you okay with that?
Uh, hold on, let me see.
I mean, not
Got
you're not too choppy. I mean, it shouldn't be a problem, but you know, I'm about to pause there actually right quick. Pause. Hello, hello, hello. This is a special edition of the Mental Threads podcast. I'm here with my guest, Pretty Blicky,
Yes, sir. Pretty blatant.
and you also go by what was your alternative rap name again?
Call me the Wolf Boy.
Yeah, Kami the Wolf Boy. And what are the origins of these rap names, sir?
Um, when I was a teenager, coming up with all my little, my peoples or whatever, they used to call me Wolf Boy because the way my teeth are shaped. Like I got a lot of sharp teeth from my
Mhm.
canines on back. All my molars are real sharp. Um, so they used to say I had teeth, and I got like a face. And this is the dumbest joke. I don't know why niggas are so, I have eyebrows like a Siberian husky. So I got like kind of thick eyebrows, and I make real like real funny facial expressions, I guess, with those eyebrows. So people started calling me Wolf Boy. I like Dragon Ball Z, so I had Kamikaze as my little Skype name. And when I first started rapping, people's was just like, "Oh, like we not gonna call you Kamikaze because that's too long. I'm gonna call you Kami," and it makes sense because you like Dragon Ball Z. So like we just take the Wolf Boy and throw the Kami on there. I'm like, all right, I guess. And I just kept it because I thought it was like kind of funny, like a little nod to the people that I still care about in my life, like my day ones. And Pretty Blicky was simpler. Like I just started traveling around meeting other gangsters, and Pretty Blicky is the name I got when I started traveling. Um, that's how niggas seen me. So hey, I just ran with it. And I had the name before I started fucking with any Crip. So I felt like changing it to like a double C would be like betraying the concept of how I originally got the name. Um, Basically being a person who was able to, you feel what I'm saying? Uh, my OG a Crip, and then I go hang with my brother and them, and that's a Paru household. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like everybody in that whole house of Paru, and they know where I done just came from, but it's all good because you feel me. I done got my respect. You feel me? Like that's pretty much where the Wolf Boy and the Blicky came from.
Dang, that's a lot, man. That's touching on so many different things. It's like from childhood nicknames to anime. Like Dragon Ball Z is like definitely like my go-to type anime and everything. I know that's that main anime that really got me into anime in the first place. You know, the Nights of Toonami, and I think that's pretty cool that
Well,
you
no, I
got
don't
out.
judge people anime.
It was like what?
I don't
Sorry, sir.
judge people anime choices. I'm with
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. Anime is the shit, man, and it just goes on forever. It's like, but I always feel like I'm just kind of scratching the surface with anime because it's always like the mainstream anime that I be really do like with Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, and then Naruto, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Soul Eater's damn good. I know Fire Squad is good. Freaking My Hero Academia is getting hella popular now, which is great because it's a good ass show. I feel like I like how all the characters are written.
Fist
And
of the North Star is my shit.
oh really? Oh
Uh,
yeah. I always thought I was getting confused with Tekken for some reason. Like is it inspired by Tekken or something like that?
mm. Then
I know I know Cowboy Bebop's pretty
Baki
good
the
too.
Grappler is another where I'm going. But yeah,
So,
Cowboy Bebop was on Baki the Grappler and King on Ashura.
mm, dang man, that's yeah, man. It could pretty much go on forever for like all the anime choices. And you say you have pretty much
Yeah.
connects with Pyrus and also. I mean, it's good. You don't want to speak on it too much. It's good because you don't want to criminalize yourself
Well,
and
yeah,
whatnot.
I mean, for the most part, like I've always been a genuine person, and I've never really did the whole thing where I come, you meet me for the first time, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I mean, I'm this savage. You feel me? Ain't nobody fucking with me. I pluck anybody in this room, rah rah rah, all that. That's not what I do. I really, I'm a little too intelligent for that. I feel like that really defeats the whole purpose. If me and you supposed to be cool, me and you supposed to be bros, there's no reason why I should be trying to show you the side of me that's a killer. If I gotta show you the side of me that's a killer for you to respect me, then obviously that means at some point I'm gonna have to hurt you. Period. Point blank. I'm gonna have to hurt your feelings. I'm gonna have to hurt your ego because you the type of nigga that's gonna put me in a situation where I really gotta show you that on some real shit, you could only be breathing literally just because I allow it. You feel me? Like, but long tail short, like, because I try to move with the friendliness opposed to that tough nigga shit, people see the friendliness first and like they gravitate towards it or they try me. And the people who try me, it's like they disappear over time. You feel what I'm saying? They know what's up with me. And it's some real crips out there, real lokes, you feel what I'm saying? Real power real niggas who decided to fuck with me because I was a genuine person. Um, and most people really don't pay attention to this situation, uh, or really the culture behind it. Um, and a lot of niggas act like they're above the card, so they feel like they color bang. You feel what I'm saying? They beef over little stuff. Oh, you this, oh, you that. So we automatically beefing, but they ain't got no dead homies or nothing like that. So I was just in the right place at the right time around the right people. And these people took me and showed me how to, I guess, basically carry myself in certain situations. And I'm not ashamed of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't really speak on like criminal shit or whatever, like, but I have no shame for the fact that I'm an intelligent black man who is also able to be a bridge between, I would say, the intellectual side of black culture, and then the street and hood side of black culture.
So you kind of say that maybe like a Lord Jamar type, or maybe like what you call it, what was the old dude, a Most Def type, or maybe like like something like between like Lord Jamar, Most Def, and Autumn.
I would say like a better comparison just based on my personality. I'm like a cross between like Ski Mask, the Slump God. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and somebody like Rez, and he be rapping crazy. He had got long hair. I gotta look up this song real quick. Cause ain't no way.
Ain't no way what, sir. What's up?
Shit called. Oh yeah, this is on the same album. It's called Family. Corday. Yo,
oh, Corday. Yeah.
My God, bro.
Oh yeah, we can go deeper into
Corday
like
be going fucking crazy. Like I'm like him. Corday is another person. I think I'm like person.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, Corday is definitely putting it on for North Carolina artists for sure. I really like how Corday, in a sense, is just like, like he doesn't. I don't want to say like he takes himself too serious or whatever, but it's just like he's just like he knows like he has his skills and he knows what his strengths are and everything. And then like you with the Lost Boy album that dropped like a while ago, it was like 2018, 2019, I think.
I think so.
He just kind of let it just marinate, just kind of let people just kind of take it in and everything. Which is cool. I would have preferred like the Russ route and everything, or just dropping music as much as you can, you know. But it's like it's always like a pros and cons with everything. Like if you drop too much things and everything, it kind of gets like it kind of feels like whatever, Or if you drop
right.
well, although like you still considering how this generation is basically like an ADHD type generation. It's
Oh
hard to
yeah.
keep people's like attention for a very long period of time, especially if you drop something a while ago. I can't even remember the last time I even listened to Lost Boy and everything because like everybody has like their go-to music, It's like, one day I'll listen to Schoolboy Q, one day I'm listening to like Logic, just like to exercise. But I don't listen to music all day, to really like just give time to everybody, especially when I'm just mostly trying to listen to beats for my next projects and stuff. You know what I mean? So it's just like, Once
you
you pretty
trying.
much, once you pretty much take in a project and everything, you pretty much just listen to it whenever you feel like it's necessary.
Mm.
Yeah.
No,
So
and just how I carry myself, like really, Ski Mask and Corday are really two of the, like, funnily enough, two of the artists I look to the most in my generation. Like, it's other artists outside of my generation that came before me, but
mm,
like Missy Elliott is another person that I take a lot of influence from.
yeah,
Um,
Missy's a goat.
Busta Rhymes.
That's
Who else?
crazy how you bring up Busta Rhymes and Missy, because like, I think I was just talking a while ago. I think like some post on Instagram said that they should probably do a versus battle of Missy Elliott and Busta Rhymes.
I need that. I need that.
Cause I feel like it will work. Some people don't feel like that will work out. I feel like they're like pretty evenly matched, in my opinion. Like not evenly, but it's like it's just like because everybody's still different and everything. But I feel like they got hits that can go like against each other and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they definitely got some bangers.
Yeah, for real, man. This is crazy. Mm,
Yeah, I'm real specific in my creative process. Um, it's weird, but like I'm a person who's very, very friendly and I joke a lot, but I take myself extremely seriously. Like if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna put my effort into it 100%, which is pretty much where I got my respect from in the first place for the people that I associate myself with. Because when I was doing like the whole like trap nigga thing, it was never because I wanted attention from people. It was always like, all right, where the money at? Because you feel what I'm saying. I'm trying to take care of my baby brother and sister. We grew up in an abusive ass household. Like,
mm,
like I personally was abused for over 2 decades. You feel me? So with my experience, it was like I realized one way or the other, either I really love my baby brother and sister and I was going to be whatever I needed to be whatever the fuck they needed to be, like whatever they needed me to be type shit, or I was going to make excuses and basically believe the hype. So when I ain't had no bread and I was skipping meals and I decided, you know what, fuck it, I'm ready to do this trap nigga shit, like it was years and years and years ago. And it put me in this mindset of fuck the attention, where's the money at? So like a lot of niggas, what most niggas won't talk about is you don't really get your start being a trap nigga just because you know people. That's an extremely rare instance. Most of
mm,
the time you gotta get fronted. And that's literally just a loan. Like a nigga will tell you, all right, I'll give you this much. You have to bring me this amount back, whatever, whatever. And if you're
mm,
not asking questions and doing the math in your head, he'll give you a number that's way higher so that you'll end up having to tax niggas when you sell to them. Meaning that you gotta like charge them extra. So like if you smoke weed at all, say like in Baltimore, we usually charge around like $10 a gram. That's a really flat rate price. That's a real fair price, you feel me? $10 a gram. You can get a deal from niggas, all of that cool shit. But like if you get in fronted from somebody, you might have to charge $20 a gram because of how much money you're supposed to be bringing that person back. And if you a little nigga or a baby gangster, like a little nigga, you feel what I'm saying, one way or the other, you ain't got no rank. And you dealing with niggas who bang, or you dealing with niggas who like really pop niggas, not just on some, oh, we gonna jump you, whatever, like run you out the hood, but like you might get killed type shit. You gonna get that bread. You gonna do whatever you have to do. And that's where niggas start getting into the scamming and getting into the other shit because they gotta steal from people that they know, or they gotta really go out there, jump in that water, and start robbing niggas to get that bread back.
mm. Yeah, man, that sounds like a whole lot of hectic type stuff, and like this pretty much led you deeper into your passion for music, right? Like, do you pretty much speak on your experiences in your music a whole lot?
Yeah, I speak on my experiences as often as I can. But I will say that being an intelligent black man and listening to my OGs when they told me to shut the fuck up and stay down, it helped because I was smart enough to like look up my past situation that I actually rapped about um in this new track that I got coming out called Way. And it's W period A period Y period because the song basically has a hidden title called who are you? And
Oh, that's dope. I didn't even think of. I knew you were leading into something like that. It was like, who are you? Just so like way. Like, that's cool, man. Sorry to
because
cut you
niggas
off, but keep going.
always try to disrespect. Oh no, that's cool. But niggas always try to be sly and disrespect you. Like, and when I say niggas, I mean everybody. You feel me? I try to be inclusive with the way that I treat people. So the LGBT community, men and women alike, people who you feel me consider themselves in the middle or outside. You feel me? I just use niggas as a generalized term because I'm a hood nigga. That's kind of what I do. Um, but niggas in general, like they try to play with you and be like, "Who are you?" You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, when they ask me, "Who are you?"
Mhm.
I say, "Bitch, I'm the truth." What is you talking about? Like, and it's a whole thing in the song. I don't want to leak it out too much. I definitely feel like if if people don't come tune in to the podcast, they gonna miss out big time on a lot of real interesting secrets. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real.
That to answer your question more directly, the shit definitely propelled me into the music because
Mm-hmm.
it was like I had so much built up emotion being a smart kid. Like I wanted to be a pediatric neurosurgeon when I was growing up because
Mm-hmm.
I was tortured into being intelligent, and being a surgeon was one of the most expensive, like one of the most high paying jobs you could ever get. So I'm thinking like, fuck it, I'm gonna be a surgeon. I'm gonna get paid. I'm gonna get the fuck up out this house. And it was like the intelligence that was tortured into me. You feel what I'm saying? If I'm not speaking correctly, somebody screaming at me or putting their hands on me or some type of psychological warfare. Like I had people around me that was intelligent enough to quite literally put me through psychological warfare when I was growing up. And they like
Mm-hmm.
doing it. So every day of my life was like that, pushing me more and more into them emotional corners to where using my intelligence to formulate some sort of like pattern of expression was literally the only thing that I could do. I couldn't put my hands on nobody. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was too smart. Like if I was to go outside and I was gonna rob somebody to get the bread that I needed, as soon as I looked somebody in their face, it was like this is my grandmother. Like I literally, you feel me? This is a neighborhood where everybody know each other. Like it was too many areas I lived in, like Cherry Hill, Park Heights. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's the areas that I was at, everybody knew each other. So if you was going to rob somebody, you was going to end up robbing somebody that you knew, and that
Mm-hmm.
person was going to end up calling your grandmother or your aunt to talk about it, and they're gonna be like, "Yeah, this person had on so and so and so and so." They're gonna be like, "Oh, that's Nick." You feel me? And then it's this whole thing, and
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't be the nigga who was just like, "Oh, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care." I'm like, nah, I got a baby brother and a baby sister. Like, I understand niggas is fucked up, but if you so fucked up that you don't even care about being no type of role model for your baby brother and baby sister, then you feel me? Like, what is you really trapping for? What is you banging for? You just a selfish ass nigga, and that's not what you just basically trying to put yourself above the card.
Mm-hmm. No, man, I feel that, man. I feel that heavy, man. It's just like even me, I'm an older sibling to my younger brother, and I just try to stay on my path as best I can and everything. And I got caught up in a whole lot of bullshit, like with
Mm,
a bunch of fake ass friends, man. And I swear, man, it's just like sometimes, you wish you could start life all over again,
no,
to like oh, so many times, so many regrets I had where it's like, man, I should have really avoided that person. I should have stayed away from this person, stuff of that nature. And it can be a lot, it can be a lot. But it's like, it's just like, I always try to keep mindful as long as I'm focused on my purpose. I'm focused on doing what needs to be done. I'm in school and everything now, and I was fucking up like during my first couple years of community college. 'Cause I get fucking around these circles of idiot ass niggas and bitches, and it's just yeah. At times, you start to develop some form of PTSD over it. You look back on it like, damn, like I really dead ass used to like fuck around with these people. What the fuck was I thinking and everything? I guess I wasn't very good at like, seeing red flags and stuff
that's
like
what
that.
he's
You know?
saying.
Yeah, man. I
That's
just
what having old came in and made a fucking difference. because without having niggas like that, like OG Nutty, I would have never been able to really like see through certain people, like and not like, and sorry, not sorry. Yeah, I got a bar that say I'm smart enough to stay about the mix of tomfoolery, but hard enough to be a walking John Wick movie scene. And literally, I
Mm.
got from the mentality that Nutty like kind of like put into me over time. Like he told me basically one day one of the coolest things this nigga ever told me was you got doers and you got thinkers. A person who's just a doer, they gonna do it because you feel me. That's just their instinct. They going they gut instinct, they gut reaction, they gut feeling. They feelings is probably gonna rule everything that they do. They just do, and they not gonna think about shit. But a thinker is gonna take a step the fuck back or several if he have to, and he gonna think about that shit until what he's thinking about is an actual effective solution. And then he started comparing that, using that model, like running my favorite rappers in our city that he knows personally, like in Baltimore, niggas that's famous in our city who be rocking his brands. And like, really, he just put all of these niggas through the list and was like, this nigga, he a doer. You feel what I'm saying? Like, look at him in his videos. Look at how he hold a gun. Like,
Mm.
know he got experience. But look at this nigga over here. He don't have as much experience. But you can definitely tell he with the shit. He said that's because this nigga a thinker. He might be thinking about, damn, this person on probation, this, that, and third. I wonder if they gonna blur this shit out the video. Do that make him a bitch? And I'm like, I don't know. And he like, nah, tell me the truth. Do that make him a bitch? I'm like, nah, like why would you be a bitch for being smart? Like it's more stupid for you to self-incriminate. And he like, and that's what you gotta be ready to stand 10 toes on. Because I'm
Yeah,
not
man.
gonna be all the time. You're gonna be out there by yourself and you gotta be willing to throw hands for the shit that you believe in. Because if you gonna die for anything, you would much rather, I promise you, you would rather die fighting for something that you believe in because you have a higher chance of surviving when you're fighting for some shit that you believe in as opposed to just like fighting just to be fighting. And I was like, damn.
Yeah, no. I can really, I believe in a whole lot of that stuff, man. But it's just like that's just the craziest thing about life, because we live in such a crazy age, man, where it's like niggas cannot be embarrassed in public at all. And it's just like, I'm the type where it's like I can take a nail and I can move on and everything, I don't really so much care and everything, it's one of those things I had to learn to understand as growing up. I even inherited from my father, like we're just kind of like that, where we just, there's a part of us that kind of cares a whole lot what other people think. But it's just like, I mean, true freedom comes and you just stop giving a shit and everything and just focus on you. It's like I dropped my mixtape and everything because it's just like I needed to prove it to myself that I can actually get this done and everything, regardless of how you feel about it, whatever. I don't give a shit. I know I'm the shit, you know. I don't need your validation or nothing, but it'd be nice to just put it out there just to get as much eyes on it as I can, so it's like maybe it could turn into something more later on in life. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just like,
Yeah.
you look back on your life and look at how far you come, and like you realize like, man, I don't think anybody could ever like really think in my shoes, to deal with the shit that I had to deal with, like, it come from a broken home. We witnessed stuff like domestic violence and stuff like that. You had to fucking go to the courtroom and everything just so they can like, ask you questions and stuff.
That's the that people be forgetting. Like, that's what I be trying to tell street niggas. Like, it's certain niggas out there where they dealt with psychological warfare since childhood. So a lot of us was outside ripping and running, doing a bunch of crazy shit. You feel me? Thinking we was hard because we was like in middle school and we was loped up or whatever. Like it was niggas in the house watching their mothers get beat the fuck up, and that shit fucked them up to a point where now every time they look in the mirror, like me being a person who was abused throughout my entire like childhood and shit, every
Mm.
time I look in the mirror or I look at my baby brother face, it's like I gotta see the nigga who hit me so fucking hard when I was a little nigga in elementary school. This nigga hit me so fucking hard that I'm still partially deaf in my right ear to this day. Like
Damn, dude.
permanent fucking damage. You feel me? So like when I look at myself in the mirror, you feel what I'm saying, or when I interact with women, or even when I interact with other niggas, it's like I feel this like in on a
like a sense of dread, like a sense of just like you had to put your guard up and everything.
right, because it's like either this person go like literally, and this is straight where my brain go to. Either this person going to try to rob me and kill me, or I'm gonna hurt this person by accident because I think that they're trying to rob me and kill me. Like,
Yeah,
like I think that she trying to set me up. Like she don't really fuck with me. She probably, she probably done heard that I'm one of them niggas who know a lot of different people, and she trying to see if she can get some bread off me. She probably trying to set me up, or this nigga not really my man. He on some other shit, whatever, whatever. Like the paranoia when you're a victim of psychological warfare and or physical abuse and or sexual abuse, bro. Like it makes you paranoid to a point where like you just never like once your
you're
mother
just
get
not the same. You're just not the same anymore. Like there's always something that just really just takes a piece of you away
yeah
from yourself, man. And it's just like, it's so crazy because it's like, you still try to find the hope to just keep pushing on and just do right by others, man. And it's just like, even in like my case, bro, like the PTSD, anxiety, depression, all types of shit I had to deal with, people spreading all types of rumors and just fucking just getting stabbed in the back like nothing, bro, over some sick shit. And it'd be like people that you really looked out for and everything, and they just turn their backs on you like you're nothing. Like you're not the same after that.
oh
You still
no
you still try to reclaim yourself as best you can, bro. But it's just crazy how basically trauma can literally shape even your personality to a certain degree. Like it's just like you always look back it's like, man, I wish I was this guy again, or I wish I was this guy, or I have this sense of confidence in myself, or I could like do this again. And it's like it's there, but it's just a matter of just overcoming the healing, because that's the thing about mental scars, that they never go away. But the more that you can just push forward, the more you can kind of ignore it. And that's just one of the saddest things. But that's just how it is being black men in America. There's always some kind of traumas we have to deal with.
yeah and in my case I definitely can understand the paranoia and the PTSD shit because I say the last one of the last things that really showed me that it can be anybody is in my situation I had niggas jump me in, and most of the time when people ask me I don't acknowledge the shit because to me the nigga is not even really, you feel what I'm saying, like once somebody like jump you in and then them niggas see you evolving later and they decide that you like you just they just not the homie no more because you evolving. Like you one of the most solid niggas they know, one of the smartest niggas they know, always helping niggas out with shit. You feel what I'm saying? Helping niggas get out the jam, all type of shit. Cause long tale short, when you're an intelligent black man, you can code switch to a certain degree. And in my situation, because I was in some criminal shit, it was like I was code switching and I was the safe nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Like if somebody had something that they wasn't supposed to have, I was the person that could hold it legally. You feel me? Like I was the one who spent the bread to go get his like medical marijuana certification shit when it first came out in Baltimore. So like I was the person who could legally hold over 10 grams of shit.
Hmm.
So like all of that shit, like thinking about the statute of limitations, how long it takes for that shit to die off, how much you can have and what you can do with it. It's like niggas would give me shit. I would make sure they would know, like, all right, so when I hold this, I'ma just be smoking a little bit, whatever, whatever. I'll let you know how much of that shit I smoke. You feel me? That's just gonna be the ticket. So even if I got caught up on some other shit because somebody wanted to be, you feel me, a rat or whatever, I would still be good because I mean, I told him I was just gonna be smoking it, and that's what a person with medical marijuana does.
Hmm.
So after having niggas like that you went through certain shit like that with, slowly but surely phase you out the friend group. Like they might be still following you on Instagram or whatever, but they don't talk to you no more type shit.
Yeah.
Or those people that you know and y'all kind of following a couple mutuals, but these niggas don't really acknowledge you and you don't acknowledge them because it's like, nah, like you saw me switching up. Y'all niggas wanted to say faggy all the time. Y'all niggas wanted to say tranny all the time. And I wasn't with that shit because it was some trans women and some gay men in my life that really showed me some real fucking love. To where like I didn't even know that these people were living quote unquote alternative lifestyles, because that's what a lot of people call it. I didn't know these people were LGBT, but like I'm showing them my genuine self. And they just like, oh yeah, da 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 da. If you need help with this, that, and the third, whatever. They don't ever try nothing. I don't ever figure nothing out. And then later it's like, oh, word? Well, I ain't even know. Well, that's what's up. And now I gotta take a second look at myself because, like I said, when you tortured into being intelligent, PTSD is basically attached to your intelligence and it turns into hypervigilance to where you can't stop thinking. So like I'm thinking like, damn, these people really treated me with kindness, and I'm talking about I'm a real nigga, and my niggas did me dirty, whatever, whatever. This is that and the third because I might be wearing different clothes or whatever, or I'm still in college instead of skipping school and trying to do all this other shit. Like, nah, dummy, I'll be out to hit plays when I get done with this. My prerequisites, blah blah blah. It's like that and the parent shit and other blood relative shit. Basically being an orphan, even though your parents not dead. Like that shit'll yeah, that PTSD shit gets real deep. And the smarter you are, the deeper that shit can kind of dig. But unfortunately, in my case, I could never dumb myself down because like for 2 decades I was tortured into like, you feel me, being like a smart nigga. I had to be perfect.
And how old are you?
I'm 27 now.
You're 27. Oh, okay, so you're getting really close to 30. There ain't nothing wrong with it and everything. And still in your 20s and stuff, you know, like, heck, being at 23, I feel hella old as shit, man. I swear. But it's like, yeah, no, if there's anything I can really relate to, it's definitely betrayal, bro. I've been betrayed by so many people who I got close with, who I thought were my friends, man, or thought was cool with me, but you know, it just wasn't the case, man. They just saw me as a sacrificial lamb, you know, type aesthetic. So it's just like, black sheep always gets sacrificed and everything in this case. And then it's just like, you can do always look out for them. And it would be people like literally like I remember this one dude and everything. I swear, man, it's just like he was having a hard time because he was in the army and whatnot. He was doing a music thing, and he literally came to Charlotte and everything like that nature. He was having a hard time because, like, while he was trying to get with like, two other girls and everything that came into his apartment and everything. One of them accused him of trying to rape her and everything. But at the same token, like, how the hell do you like literally say to a girl like, or actually joke with your dude friends with the girl right behind you saying choo choo, and you're going on back to the apartment and you know that you got other niggas there, like literally joking that you're gonna run a train on her because like whatever, and then like you had other niggas, strange niggas at the house waiting already. Like, that's already a setup. I think she started crying. But it's just like anyway, like I was the only one out of the friend group that even warned him. You know, it's just like other niggas probably would have been like just been passive, be like, oh, what, he tried to do this to you? Oh, well, you should call the police and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like bitch ass niggas feel like that. And it's just like, like I was the friend that's just like, even though I didn't know him for years at that point, I really didn't know him. And I'm just like, at the same time, if somebody was about to accuse me of them like trying to gang rape them or whatever, I want my boys to let me know that something like that was out, just to hear my side and everything. And I just told him what's up and everything. It's whatever. It was just, it really was whatever. But it's just like, keep in mind, dude, this same dude is just like, he had no food in the fridge at one time and everything. My mom made a big old bowl, extra bowl of soup and everything. I'm just like, okay, since he already had 2 bowls, we can just take this bowl to him. And I ain't had no car or nothing. I had to like take a shopping cart and just walk it up the street and just bring it to him. Just to put it to sit in this fridge and everything. And it's just like all this shit, just talking shit, like, and just fucking spreading all sorts of rumors on me in the street, man. It was a lot, dude. And it's just like, dude, I've looked out for you. Like, nobody had your back like I did. Nick, like, bitches was about to freaking accuse you of rape You know, ain't nobody put food in your fridge. I ain't stood by you and everything. You know, it's just like, you know, like when I'm just the type of friend that's just like, you know, when I say I love you, when I got you, bro. Like, ain't no fake shit with me, man. Ain't no fake shit with me. Like when I got your back, I'm on. And the thing is, he had kids and everything. I always try to think for his kids for sure, man. And it's just like, dude, that's not good. Like as a black man with sex offender on your record, that's not good. That's not good.
at all. At
It's
all.
not. It's not good at all, man. And it's just like for them to just do me so dirty, bro. I keep thinking like, damn, I really can't trust nobody out here. And it's like I had to go through so much shit at community college, man, because I was still fucking with the same bullshit ass people from high school who know they didn't fuck with me, but it's like I just settled for them. And so it's just because I ain't know nobody else. And then I had to meet all these other new types of crazy people that had like all types of mental illnesses I didn't even, know about. So it just led to all sorts of ridicule and stuff like that. Sometimes I walk around my city, you see somebody just snickering at me all types of ways. And it's just like, it can stress you out. It can stress you out a lot, but I always try to keep in mind, like, I know who I am. Nobody, regardless of what somebody says or claims about me or whatever, it's like, I got people that I live with day to day that see me every day that know exactly who I am. I got friends nowadays that look and just see nothing but my spirit. And that's just it. And see my spirit in my heart, and they respect it and they cherish it, it's just like, a lot of this issues I had at community college was connected to a medical condition I didn't even understand that came out of nowhere. So it was just a lot, man. It was a lot. It was very stressful. I had to deal with this since I was 18. I'm 23 right now, still dealing with this shit. And I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. And I can't even go into details about it. Maybe one day I might speak on it, maybe on the podcast, maybe dedicate an episode to it. But at the same time, it's my personal type stuff. So yeah.
No, I feel you on that. Some shit you don't want to put out into the world. Yeah,
Yeah, man. No. Yeah, that betrayal shit, man, that's a lot, dude. I can't even imagine myself throwing anybody under the bus just for any reason.
oh
I
yeah,
just I just can't
I
do that.
am. I transparent than anything, and I never really understood, like, especially with how approachable I can be.
Mhm.
Like, I can be like, my thing is, if you're a friendly person or you're being kind to me or whatever, you cool. I'm pretty much harmless. Like, that's how I try to carry it consistently, so that like, hey, I'm a nigga who don't bother nobody. So if you bothering me, obviously you're a problematic person. So whatever I give you, you deserved it. Cause like that's what you was looking for. But because the flip side is so positive, and I'm like, basically, as long as you show me love or we cool, like I'm harmless. I be so confused as to why niggas don't just be like, hey bro, like, is you gay or something? Like I'm curious about your sexual orientation because of how much you advocate for the LGBT community. Like I'm just curious. Like niggas just be acting weird. Like I've always been a person that's open to like thinking and shit because like I said, I'm kind of forced to think. That's just what my brain do. So when I come across people, like even back before, like when I was more like ignorant, like faggot used to be in my vocabulary on some like I would say it because I thought it was like funny. And I wasn't calling anybody that as an insult, but like I was still ignorant enough to just say it on some like funny shit because I ain't realized how hurtful it could be.
Mhm.
So like I've been there and I've been on that flip side where people would ask me not to say it. And I'm like, what you mean? But like now that I'm on the other side, I don't understand what's so hard about just asking a nigga like me, hey bro, like, you know, what's the deal with you and this? So I can be like, oh yeah, I mean, I'm just one of them niggas who feel like it ain't my business. As long as you treating me like with love, I'm gonna show you love and I'm gonna do everything for you. And because there's some people in my life, you feel what I'm saying, who whether they're like strangers and I just know that there has to be like good people out there of all types, or it's people personally in my life. I feel like there's no reason why I should be like beefing with somebody because they like niggas. Like it's a nigga who like niggas or something. Like or bisexual people or gay women or whatever. Like I don't see the reason. It's not gonna help me get money. And then on a more like aggressive note, it's like once I started thinking about it more and I started questioning niggas, I'm it's like, bro, like if I'm trying to get bread and a gay person come up to me to make a sale or whatever, what I'm gonna be like, oh, this person gay, I'm not ready to give him no weed. No, that's fucking stupid. Like that makes no sense to me. I'm ready to get this fucking bread. So like, what's the point of me treating somebody negatively based on like a stereotype or something? And I could explain it in a million different fucking ways, but the bottom line is like it doesn't do anything for me to be cruel to people because of who they choose to love and who they choose to fuck, as long as they're not harming anybody. Like if you out here fucking kids, then obviously I'm gonna have a problem because like you basically manipulating the dynamic. You smarter than a kid and you can like it's easier for you to do shit like that with a kid than it is to gain the trust of an adult who can see through a lot of your bullshit. But like if you just fucking another grown man or some shit, what I'm gonna be mad about? And why I'm gonna think about it? Like what I'm gonna do? Just sit there and be mad and just be on some boosie shit like on Twitter, like you need to kill yourself. Like what?
Yeah, well, people are like that. Uh, I mean, that's just how life is like nowadays and everything. I mean, you can't really do anything about it. People are just gonna hate on whatever. Like shit, I was even hated on in high school just because I used to write like in a notebook and everything. Like just because I used to write rhymes in a notebook. Like how do you hate on
Right?
people for that and everything? And it's just like why are you so like focused on other people so much? And I feel like
And
I guess because
it,
a lot of people represent what other people's internal fears are, and it just really just comes down to like how like once you're in sync with your star player and like with your soul and everything, you're not at peace with yourself to the degree where you don't have the need to hate on somebody else. You won't hate on nobody else. Like just finding reason to hate people is just such a waste of time. Jealousy and envy. You just don't know what kind of shit people are dealing with on a day-to-day basis. The life bother. You know what I'm saying? But that's
yeah.
just that's just how life is. We live in a very fucked up type of society, man. It's like I swear, it's hard to really find a balance or to try and really do what needs to be done to you know focus on yourself. Sometimes like when in the same world, there's always going to be people out there to really try to get at you and everything. And it's just like it's just weird like that. I had to swallow my pride and had to take in so much disrespect because it's just like because it never ends, man. It just never ends, and it's just beef over like it be beefing over shit that has nothing to do with what you did to them or anything, but just how they feel about themselves internally. And you see how things change over time. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the people that were considered like cool or whatever in high school really ain't doing shit later. Like the people who have actual genuine talent and everything, who just really just try to build on themselves, like those are the people. Those are the people that end up really doing what they needs to be doing to pretty much, make it and stuff of that nature. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's just I see where I am here and where I was back then, and like I understand I'm a whole lot wiser. I understand I'm a little bit more logical when it comes to my decision making. I pick friends a little bit more carefully now. It's just I'm more focused on just protecting my peace and trying to please others and everything. Um, I'm more focused on getting done what needs to be done than focus on whatever somebody has to say about me. Although at times I'll be kind of tripping internally, about some shit that happens in the past and everything. But it's just that's just the part of life, man. It's just like you just got to get better every day. And if something isn't helping me advance and get better, then it's just in my way, man. Uh, that's just how I see it, you know. Um, it's like sometimes I can't believe I even made it to the age of 23. Um, I be going to spiritual guides and everything, and they be saying it's just like, because I be very uncertain about what the future has in store for me and where I'm going next and everything of that nature. And it's just, I don't know. I speak about it even on a lot of episodes because I just think it's crazy and everything. Because it's just like, a lot of them say it's like, hey, the condition that you got, you're gonna get past it. You're gonna have gonna find a wife and everything, and she's gonna love you and stuff of that nature. Your kids gonna love you, and you're gonna have a nice warm home and stuff of that nature. I be thinking about things like that because like I'm 23, but that's like the next stage. You know what I'm saying in my life, and it's just I'd be looking at all the shit I had to deal with for the past couple years and everything. And keep in mind, dude, I ain't a shitty person. Like I don't try to treat people badly just to treat them badly or try to like step on others or to rip on others or just, do anything of that nature. Not really built like that. My only mission statement in life is just, have fun, just laugh with friends, just enjoy the moment. And I feel like I couldn't live up to that creed mostly because of this medical condition. But it's like, it ain't even really entirely mental. A lot of it's more psychological, but it's just, it's just, it is what it is. And I feel like at the same time, I feel like, like hell, man, like maybe like these people, maybe they just might have broken my spirit. You know? And maybe it's just, I'm just not realizing it. But, I still got faith, get past everything, I still got faith that everything's gonna be fine, whether if I find a cure or not. I just gotta learn to be happy as I am for whatever I got. And whatever comes my way, let it come my way. And if it doesn't, then oh well. It's just one of those things I just gotta accept in life. And it's like I'm gonna tell you like this dude, and it's just like I know we've been speaking about a lot of this stuff for a while and everything. Everything comes full circle in due time. You feel me? Like everything. A lot of the people even looking back, they say, "Oh, you can't do this, you can't rap, or you can't do whatever." They haven't dropped any projects. They don't drop any music. I've dropped way more music than a lot of these people have, and it's just like I'm getting hella views on SoundCloud and everything. It's like it's just seeing like where my music is right now and everything, the support I get behind it. Although like I wish I still could get it like a little bit out there from different states. Maybe people can like review it or whatever. I'd be trying to get on Facebook and drop a link here and there. But it's like at the same token, man, it's just that's just the thing about life. You just gotta stop giving a shit and just focus on yourself. I'm 23, getting close to 24 now. And yeah, sure, a couple things may haunt me from shit that happened like years ago. But it's like I gotta keep in mind that everybody has their own perception, how they see things. Like, regardless of how they see things or however they see things of what they're seeing, it's just it is what it is. Just say fuck it and just keep it pushing. So it's like, I feel like I feel like I can relate to the whole like, once you go through a whole lot of shit, like, you do become a little bit more hyper vigilant about a lot of things because it's just, you can't help it. You can't help it. You always try to keep these traumas from happening again. So I can feel that. But it's like, but we can't really talk about a whole lot of this whole stuff for long. We gotta start speaking on other matters and stuff of that nature. But what are some struggles you had to face as an artist?
Shit, everything. I faced homelessness. I dealt with uh, you feel me, people spreading weird rumors about me type shit where uh I guess like in a lot of situations it would either be somebody taking something I said out of context because I'm a real genuine person, so I'll always talk about how I feel, especially if somebody asks me. And people would do this weird ass thing where they would ask me some shit and I would respond to it in like a real honest and like heartfelt way, like, oh, you feel what I'm saying? I ain't talked to this person in like forever. I don't know if because they going through something. I don't know if it's because they don't fuck with me. But either way, it's like damn, you know what I'm saying? Let a nigga know you alive, SOS. And then like that's the only person I told that. And I'm kind of careful about who I tell shit to. Like I'll tell it to like one person so that I'll know if some weird shit happened or somebody say something later. I know who went and told. So like that person will go and tell, but of course they'll tell it in a way to kind of like elevate their own position by like offering me up as like the sacrificial black sheep. And they'll take my shit out of context, make some shit seem weird. And now you feel what I'm saying? It's like it's even worse than it was before. Or it would be some shit where like I would plenty of times I would work with people, work on songs, beats, collaborations, um, music videos or videos in general, pictures and shit, and constantly like niggas would just not produce the content. And it would put me in a situation where I had taken time away from making bread to go do some shit with the homies. And then the shit that I did with the homies never got worked on. But the other shit that the other homies did, that shit got worked on. So I'm just like, well, damn, what am I supposed to expect? Ain't nobody say nothing to me like, what I'm gonna do with this information? And if I'm always the person like that's being the outgoing one, that's always hitting niggas up, sending niggas funny pictures and shit. Like I'm a nigga who like memes. Like I like to laugh. So you feel me? If I'm the person who's the outgoing one, who's always, you feel what I'm saying, trying to be the life of the party, why is niggas suddenly acting like, you feel what I'm saying? That's not what the situation is. Why are you acting like I owe you and I'm supposed to be the one who breaches the gap time and time again? Like, nah, bruh. Like, I'm always the person who trying to be the life of the party and all that extra shit and trying to give niggas energy and make people as comfortable as possible. So like, motherfucker, at least meet me halfway. So whether it was socioeconomic struggles with like people knowing I was homeless and not really paying me no fucking mind, but like hitting me up later for like weird shit that didn't really seem all that like important, like relevant or severe, like or just people like not fucking with me because of some shit that they heard instead of asking me or because they feel some type of way and never saying nothing or like whatever the case is.
Mhm.
Like I say that's definitely one. Like the top category of shit, just basically drama and shit. Uh, the Crohn's disease is definitely another thing. Um, and having Crohn's disease and dealing with PTSD, they feed each other like a negative cycle. So me being stressed out, like anybody being stressed out for extended periods of time, it fucks with your immune system. Um, so what ends up happening is whatever stress hits my body because I got the Crohn's disease, it's like it'll happen exponentially faster. Instead of it just being like, oh, you get stressed out for a week and you at the end of the week, you might feel a little bit of indigestion or your stomach might be off. 30 minutes after somebody then stressed me out, my stomach will start fucking with me. Like, and it won't just be like regular stomach shit. It'll be like actual intestinal muscle cramps and shit like that. So like imagine like trying to go up on stage and you trying to figure out the new set, but like niggas got there late or some shit. Uh and you basically was relying on them to get there on time and they didn't or whatever, or you get there on time but other niggas don't, and them niggas is supposed to be responsible for the sound check, so everybody late or one way or the other the shit don't get done, and you nervous because you don't know what the fuck the mic sound like, and you just gonna have to wing that shit in the middle of your performance. And what you don't want is some screeching ass sound in the middle of your shit to fuck.
Yeah, no, I feel that, man. I feel that heavy.
Yeah, like it's just everything from all angles. The disease, with the Crohn shit just fucking with me, the PTSD shit, trying to deal with the blowback of like weird social situations, like the homelessness shit, like and how people reacted to me being homeless. Like the parental abuse, even like rapping about that shit. Like people hate when you rap about real shit that don't glamorize being, you feel what I'm saying, a murderer or being, you feel me, a trap nigga, like a drug dealer. Like that's why niggas come up with all these fancy names for shit to try to take the negative connotation out of it. But it's like, no, dummy, you chose criminality as a permanent lifestyle for glory and fame and being in a mix and clout. Criminality was supposed to be a temporary tool used to elevate your fucking bag, nigga. was you what's going on?
Everything cool?
No, I'm just saying like basically like in response to like how niggas be treating the whole criminal lifestyle shit is like a career instead of like a temporary thing that you use to elevate your bag. Like what's going on with niggas?
I mean, I guess because it's like, just how the media is kind of set up. People just want to play this what you call it, I don't want to say this character, but trying to put out this image of them being hard and everything like that, or trying to like kill people or I'm a killer, stuff of that nature, all just to, um, I don't know if it's for clout or whatever, but it's really just trying to push this image when it's just like, but they completely ignore like the backdrops that come with it, like, you gotta end up in
Like
jail,
basically, bro, you
you might lose a family member or two, it's a lot, man. It's a lot of things can go wrong with that.
yeah. People really be serial killers and don't even be like really thinking about it that way because oh no, serial killers is for white people. Nah, bro. You shot a kid. The fuck is you? Like I don't yeah, nah, but that's just how I look at it. Like I just like when it comes to that lifestyle shit, I just kind of read between the lines, like see what other terms might be synonymous with the actions. And I'm just like, damn, it's a lot of niggas out here who are basically just serial killers. And they use like that the image of criminality to basically hide behind it because they know if they rap about it, people would just look the other way and think that it's normal.
Hmm. I guess they just try to like work on like establishing some kind of like, I don't want to say not trying to establish like how can I fucking say, it's like it's just one of those double standards that we kind of live with, I guess, because like with serial killers it's more like a but like there's more of like a intrigue into like their to the methodology. I was gonna say the methodical, like how they carry themselves methodically in regards to, like, the Jeffrey Dahmers, eating necrophilia and just, eating the dead bodies and stuff like that. There's something fucked up there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, there in a sense, by definition, they would be a serial killer, but it's like, it's really just murder, like just out of just, out of like a gun or everything, like is it like Son of Sam? Would it be like Son of Sam? Like Son of Sam would use like a lot of guns, but it's just like, it's just more like, well, with series of killings, it's more like just like, just how they're just trying to get into their head, like how they do all that stuff, basically.
Oh yeah. Like when it comes to shootings and shit, like I've seen like a lot of people they got a weird perception of serial killers because of like movies and shit. But it's a lot of serial killers out there who is just like shooting people. Like I think it was a dude who was a serial killer who basically like he would repeatedly link up with young gay men and he would like shoot them.
Mm.
Like I think it's a lot of women serial killers who use guns. And it's a weird thing about male humans versus female humans, where male humans unless you're born predisposed to psychopathy, uh cuz I don't know if you have you ever heard of epigenetic change before?
Not off the top of my head, no.
So epigenetic change is basically information through the DNA in layman's terms.
Mm,
And why dolphins are born knowing how to swim, deer and shit is born knowing how to walk. Human beings have epigenetic change too, but basically because of the hundreds and hundreds of years of enslavement and trauma, black men being forced to kill each other with our bare hands for the entertainment of the people who were enslaving us, it scarred us. So we have a predisposition to shit like PTSD and all of that type shit. Um,
yeah, yeah, I can feel that.
and when it right, so when it comes into the 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 whole thing about like people being serial killers, what people don't realize is the same shit that makes those white serial killers and the cliche serial killers is the same shit that makes young black serial killers and these niggas out here who be hiding behind criminality and whatever flag they rep to basically be a serial killer. Like they do the same shit. They live basically the same lifestyles. A lot of us was abused emotionally growing up. Uh, Men being told throughout generation after generation, suck it up before I give you something to cry about. A lot of women were too. So with all of that emotional abuse growing up, being exposed to gun violence at young ages, a lot of people being exposed to domestic violence, a lot of people took that and ran with it in a very different direction where they was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just hurt people for the rest of my life. And like
Mm,
that's that serial killer shit. That's sociopathy. This is what black sociopathy look like. Like, and basically my sidebar is that just like we have intersectional politics and shit, where you have to look at black people completely differently than you look at everybody else, specifically because of how we were tortured for the last like recent 100 years and shit. It's like taking that into consideration and like putting us to the side with the intersectional shit, you start to realize that the black psychology doesn't look like that. We don't look like, oh, you feel me? That's not the typical black neighborhood inner city dude. That's not what black serial killers typically look like in an inner city. Like it's not the trench coat and a creepy mustache deal. It's, you feel what I'm saying? The nigga with the Gucci belt. You feel me? And then
mm,
in a real expensive Cartier glasses. You feel me? And he got the, yeah, like it's him. Like he be touching on little girls. Like I literally just had one of my little niggas, Tony. Like shout out to little Tony. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to Briss. That's my brother. Shout out to the whole family. Um, but that they had to kick one of their homies out the crew. Basically, he had to be, you feel me, blacklisted because they found out one of the girls that he brought around them was underage. She was like 16 or some shit like that. And like everybody in the whole clique just fucking flipped. So it's like that's what you feel me, black creeps look like. You feel what I'm saying? The psychology is different. Our politics is different. Our socioeconomics is different. So every little issue that you look at in the black community, like just basically circling back around to like uh specifically like the violence and shit and growing up and having to deal with that, whether you're a content creator or just a regular person, like yeah, that shit is that's what makes a serial killer. So like
mm.
yeah, definitely see it on both sides, how like some people just, you feel what I'm saying, they just following the image because of what get put out on the media. And then a lot of other people, they really do have that experience growing up where they're fueled by their pain to like cause pain to other people.
Mm, yeah, man, it's a lot. It's a lot, man. With our people and stuff, it's always some kind of weird struggle we have to deal with. That's one of the things we have to pretty much. I guess that's why we're always so. I don't want to say extraordinary, but we always work to just excel in a lot of our fields because it's just all the stuff we had to basically, I don't want to say accomplish, but it's like it pretty much reels us into the future in a sense. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah,
when
just ahead of the learn.
yeah, you just gotta. not just be like beyond the curb. Oh well, you're just pretty much moving forward. And that's how we move forward. Is basically just like by means of trying to overcome our personal traumas and demons through escapism. And like that's what I feel like that's what music is for me. And like, even when I do these podcasts, it's good to speak on matters like this, like mental health and stuff of that nature and just trauma and stuff of that nature, because I feel like a lot of us really don't focus on mental health and mental wellness. And I feel like one of the if I were to go back in time and like really speak to myself at age 13, 12, 11-ish, I would just feel like, hey man, you just gotta prioritize your mental, bro. Always prioritize your mental. Like, like your family, they love you or whatever, and your friends, I guess, like you for whatever, for what it means. But at the same token, you always gotta prioritize your mental health. You
Oh
always got to
yeah.
do that, because I swear it's like if you're not in the space mentally where you can take care of yourself, how are you going to be able to take care of others, man? It's just like, you can't. Society was basically built to actually break our spirit. There'd be points where I'd be feeling suicidal. I'd be looking back on my past and like the misunderstandings, miscommunications, and stuff. All these things happening at the worst of time. People putting all sorts of stuff about me into the community and stuff of that nature. It's a lot of stress, man. It's a lot of stress that you have to deal with. But at the same token, you just gotta pick yourself up and just keep it pushing forward. That's why I go to spiritual guides. I just ask them, what does my future really hold for me real? A lot of them keep saying I'm gonna be 80 to 90 years old. A lot of them are saying would say stuff of that nature. Although sometimes I can't even see it. I'm actually surprised I even made it to 23. It's like like how so that's like shout out to these spiritual guys. I mean, they're one of the main things that keep me going. The tarot card readers. So have you ever
Yeah,
used
I
a
fuck
tarot
with.
card? You did it before?
Oh yeah, I fuck with tarot card readings. Like
Yeah.
I'm big on being open minded with shit. Where I'm not going to just sit up there and be like, oh, I gotta live my whole life based on this one reading that I got. And most of the good readers that I meet, they don't be telling you, oh, you gotta live your whole life based on this reading I give you. They just like, you feel me? This is some, loose advice that I feel like you could use based on what the universe is trying to show you, whatever, whatever. And it'll be some shit that I feel like, you know what, actually you make a good point. You might have hit your target, like saying something about how do I put it? Like keeping my dark side in check. Like um how do I put it? Like I was told that in a way the things that I love the most and that make me the most peaceful could also be the things that trigger my most violent side. Because now that I've become a person who values peace, it's like people who fuck with that, I immediately turn into this completely different monster where I genuinely start to understand why people don't believe that I could be, you feel what I'm saying, violent or whatever. Because like in order to get me to that point, you gotta fuck with somebody I genuinely love, or you gotta put me in a position where I feel like I'm not gonna be able to be there for the people I care about.
Yeah, man, I feel that. I feel
But yeah,
that. Hey, sorry, you had something else to say?
no, that's it.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, but we gotta still stick to the subject matter at hand and stuff of that nature. What does self-expression mean to you as an artist, and how does music help you express yourself? I mean, I'm pretty sure we pretty much spoke on a lot of that, like your influences. But as yeah, well, what are your goals, and what are your future projects you think about dropping?
Right now, like I said, I'm ready to drop the Way project. You feel what I'm saying? Just a little single, to blow people minds real quick. Nothing too crazy, but it's definitely fire. You feel
Mm,
me? Also January 22nd, I got a music video, the first music video for Sorry Not Sorry. That's gonna be dropping. Toxic channel, they get like they drop a video in like the first 30 minutes, they get like 20,000 views and shit. So the video is definitely gonna go crazy. And then also Scroll Gang hit me up to do a video too. So that's gonna be a whole nother video. I'll let people know when I get a date for that shit. Um, Goals. I want my charity to be bigger. You feel what I'm saying? I want to turn it into a whole movement. I built that shit from the ground up. Started using my Cash App. Got verified through Sutton Bank. So that's that. I want the nonprofit to be bigger. To really had a movement with the clothing and shit. Because I had a whole clothing thing. I designed the a lot of the shit myself, and the other shit I went to people for, like graphic artists and shit that I could trust to come up with some dope shit. um, I say other than that, my future goal is really just to break into the mainstream industry, like start getting mainstream views, mainstream numbers type deal, which is pretty much what most artists want. But I want it in terms of having an occult fan base. I want to have a fan base that I actually connect with to where if I say, all right, everybody, we try and go, put this person on, everybody go listen to this episode of, you feel me, this podcast or whatever. Like I can get 100,000 people, you feel what I'm saying, on that podcast, like, or more, you feel me? Like I want to be able to actually create an impact so that if I say, all right, everybody who got $1, uh, send $1 to this person on Cash App and boom, I'm able to like pay somebody rent, like or a struggling student like in college. Like I'm even paying out of pocket for a lot of random shit for my baby brother and my baby sister now. Like, cause I'm studying psychology. I got my baby brother studying psychology and my baby sister studying criminology. So like I really got a lot of responsibility. And I feel like the goals that I have set would most definitely help me tackle that responsibility in a much bigger way.
Yeah, man, I feel all that, man. Like, I feel like you can do a whole lot of that stuff. Feeling your energy and everything. It's always the people that come from the most fucked up backgrounds, man. That after overcoming a lot of the struggles and adversity, they ain't nothing but gold, riches, and all sorts of stuff. And they ain't got to be in the. And I don't mean gold and riches in terms of just money that you receive, but it's just in the sense that in the future there'll always be there's always a light at the end of the tunnel and everything. Like we go into these tarot card readers, they say like you're gonna be so happy, you're not gonna want for nothing, you're not gonna whatever or anything. Life is gonna be just fine. Or you're
Hey,
gonna get past this and everything, and it's just like that's just I'm just at a weird transitional period, and it's kind of been like this since I was 18, like, in regards to my condition and everything. But because I don't know what life has in store for me, and I don't know what's coming next and whatnot. I just feel like I missed out on a whole lot in life. How do you feel like your Crohn's disease has kind of made you miss out in life?
definitely missed out on a lot of school. Like when I was in middle school and high school and shit, when I was getting real fucking sick. Um, but ultimately, I learned a lot. Uh, Having my body feel like a prison definitely was another thing that was like crippling as fuck. Uh, Cause it's like when your body feels like a prison and you have mental trauma to deal with, every waking moment of your life feel like the floor is lava. You constantly tiptoeing around your own fucking body because it's made out of eggshells. Like your mind is like a fucking minefield where you basically gotta like learn your own like Rubik's cube of a brain that's constantly shifting and changing so that you don't become like a problem to other people. And the Crohn's disease definitely made that harder to where like if you're constantly in physical pain or you're constantly exhausted, that shit weighs on your fucking mind. Like it just it just never stops. Like I know a lot of people have conditions and shit that are like temporary or whatever. And I don't want to minimize their pain or take away from that because either way, whether you dealing with it temporary or dealing with it long term, it's still a real fucked up experience. But like when your shit is permanent, and as far as you know, there's no cure, and you're just doomed to basically try to like use little shit here and there or little, uh, I guess, supposed treatments or whatever that's supposed to keep you right. You just sitting there stuck physically. Like you can try to work out, you can try to, you feel what I'm saying, pep talk yourself, all of that, but you still keep coming back to that same point where you have no control. And that shit, like, that Crohn shit definitely was that big thing that was constantly just reminding me, like, hey, remember, you can lose like 40 to 50 pounds in like a week and a half if I decide to fuck with you. Just remember that. Like, I had a fucking tube in my side, because I went through some shit in middle school where one of my little homies, like Michael, he was a special needs kid. And he was cool as hell, so I always just looked out for him. You feel what I'm saying? He was a real nice kid. Um, and one day, like we was always supposed to meet outside, and he wasn't outside when I saw him. And I was walking a little girl I had a crush on, me Quill. I walked her, around the corner to meet her grandmother, and then I walked back. He's still not there. You feel me? I run across the street, boom. It's two grown ass niggas who got this nigga like grabbed up and they trying to like take his bread. And you feel me? I wanted to get the fuck up out of there. Like my fear kicked in because I'm like, yeah, like I'm a tough little nigga, but like these two grown ass men. But I had to run up, do what I had to do. I had to get Michael out of there. He just fucking ran. I told him to run. He got the fuck up out of there. I get to running. You feel me? Them niggas kind of, caught me up a little bit, but I had to still get up out of there. You feel me? I was a little nigga and I could really fucking move. So I ain't stick around long enough for niggas to really do too much damage. And later in life, the Crohn's disease, because I dropped so much weight, where I got like injured at, it caused like this infection where like it was right next to my fucking spine, and it was this huge ass fucking cyst. So they had to open me up. I was wide awake when they did that shit. They opened up my side, put a fucking tube in my side. Uh, they put another IV in my arm. But it was a real thick ass tube, and I had to be awake for that shit too. And they put that shit in my arm, and it ran through the artery under my arm up into the entrance of my heart. So I had to walk around with a fucking tube in my arm, a tube in my stomach. Like I didn't even get drain care for whatever reason. Niggas ain't even ordered care for the tube I had in my side. So I had to take care of it myself for like 4 months. Like I really had to like sanitize the area, you feel what I'm saying? Sterilize shit like for like 4 months. Being like a little ghetto doctor nigga, like really just saving my own life. Cause the tube was just stitched to the side of my body, like it was an open wound. Like that shit fucked me up. I had PTSD for a while just off of that. That added to the post traumatic stress I already had from other situations, like growing up, seeing niggas die or seeing niggas get killed, or holding people when they died. Like I've held people when they died before. That just added to it all, to where like I couldn't sleep. And to this day, I still don't really sleep like that unless I'm like uh self-medicated. Like that's why I smoke. Like I smoke for my PTSD and for my Crohn's disease symptoms. Because if I don't smoke, like my Crohn's and my PTSD will like have my body in this weird state of like energized exhaustion. And it's crazy to say that shit, but that's what it feels like, energized exhaustion. And I'll just be up for like 2, 3 days off 2 hours of sleep. So like, yeah, like Crohn's just fucked with me in all type of ways. Like it add to the PTSD. It made my body a prison. And every fucking day, I gotta just rise above it.
Oh yeah, man. No, no, I feel that, man. Definitely for the rising above it stuff, man. Real shit, dude. And I'm sure you. This is like something that's gonna be like your lifetime type thing, right? Is it just like is there like a cure for Crohn's disease, or it's like what's that?
Nah, there's no cure for Crohn's disease. That shit permanent. That's why
Damn.
it's just like no matter what I do, no matter how I try to swing it, it's permanent. So
Yeah, man. I had this condition I had since I was like 18, man. Came out of nowhere. I didn't even know what it was or how it started and everything. My family's trying to get herbs from my native Liberia to see if like maybe it could probably do something else. But I had to try all types of stuff. I had to inject all types of nonsense and everything. And I've been more or less suicidal for a lot of years because of it, you know. And it's just life, man. I just wish I could be able to tell people, but it's like, I just feel like it's just something that's just I have to keep to myself until I get past it. And once I get past it, maybe then I can be able to better explain myself. But like, because I had to miss
hmm
out on so much, man. I had to miss out on like that's 5 years, man. That's your time I'm never gonna get back. Things could have went different. So much stuff could have went different, and it's just all I want to do is make up for all that time lost. And it's like I'm getting close to my mid 20s. Soon I'll be close to my later 20s and then my 30s. And all I want to do is just be successful. I want to be like just so well. Live happy. Maybe be as social as I can, make as much friends as I can, network as much as I can, like how I should have been doing in college. But I had to live like a recluse because of this. And when people see me around and everything, and it's awkward because like, you be here for years, and people see you around, you don't get into the mix with anything. It's just weird, but it's just nothing I can do about it. I just gotta be patient. I just gotta be as consistent as I can. You know. Um. So yeah, it can be a lot. It can be a lot, man. But it's just how it is. But hey, if I were to ask you now, you're at age of 27. Like, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years from now?
um, most definitely get into a bag, career style. Uh, I feel like pursuing my psychology major while I'm doing like the artistry is definitely gonna help. Because I've been on tour twice, got like 500,000 streams in the over the course of a year, and I still been getting streams this year. So, um, and then I've done collabs with like mainstream celebrities. Like I got a Band Hunter collab. Shout out to Jud. So I feel like over the next 5 years, I'm gonna definitely continue on that path. Do more real interesting collabs with independent artists, mainstream artists, whatever, whatever. Um, do more podcasts, more interviews. You feel what I'm saying? Offer whoever I can. You feel what I'm saying? Because I appreciate independent content creators, and I want to support. Um, like I said, with the charity as well, and basically using all of these different skills that I've mastered to build an occult fan base. People who fuck with me because they genuinely understand what I'm here for. Um, to be a bridge and a start, like you feel what I'm saying? Like I would say really making an impact on gang violence
Hmm.
because people really consider it like an industry thing or mainstream entertainment. But that shit is really just designed to desensitize people to how fucking dangerous that shit really is. Like it's I got a couple of OGs that straight from Cali. Like and some niggas who've been to like level 4 prisons. So the culture is very different. You feel what I'm saying? Like long tail short on the street, it's a lot of disrespectful shit that wouldn't fly in prison. Like in prison, like you literally gotta get permission. Like you gotta go to the nigga who run your set and be like, hey, you feel me? I think this person took something from me, whatever, whatever, da 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 da. Like, or shit could go super left, super quick. Like, and if you in with a bunch of lifers, you might not even get the chance to do that. Like, if you in with a bunch of lifers, like what's going to happen? Like, what are the consequences really going to be? Like, other than some shit that's really just going to make them angrier when they when they done dealing with them consequences. So like, when it comes to shit like that, I really want people to understand like that is real. Like not being able to wear certain hats when you go certain places, that's really, really real. Like I don't know how to really explain it other than that, like in layman's terms or in short, but it's really dangerous in certain areas where you go at. It's not a fairy tale. And I really need people to understand that it's a lot of young niggas, like underage kids, really getting into that lifestyle because they literally do not understand how easy it is to die.
Mm,
I don't want to be all doom and gloom 24/7, but like that's really like one of the main focal points. It's really that easy to die. And it's only just a little bit harder to succeed at some shit by using, possibly if you have to, by using criminality as a temporary tool as opposed to like a code of honor or some shit to try to live by. Because that's not a code of honor. That's not an ideology.
yeah, no, man, I feel that. I feel that very heavy, man. It's just, you know, bro, this life, man, it's just life is so hard, man. You know, and it's just like sometimes I feel there's just be so many things that happen that it's just out of your control. You know, so many things that happen, and like you look back, it's like, oh, like, you think, like, man, I shouldn't have made that decision. Oh, I probably should have never gotten close to these people. It's just like, life can be mad crazy, man. I swear, but but it's like, hey, man, I appreciate you for hopping on the podcast and everything. It is such a weird format right now. I feel like you said a whole lot of like wonderful gems and everything. I feel like a lot of people can definitely listen into, probably hold on to for the
Yeah.
future.
And it's late as hell.
Yeah, it
So
really
I
is,
just
man. I'm in college too. I should have did like 2 assignments. I gotta fucking push that shit tomorrow and everything. Today is oh shit. Oh no, it's Tuesday today. Okay, yeah, because it's the morning. But it's like, yeah, man, I appreciate you for hopping on. This is really, I mean, it really means a lot that people actually want to be on my podcast and everything, and actually go on this length just to hop on and stuff. I'm really trying to see if maybe I could save this recording somehow. I don't know really how we can do this. This is all through Zoom, basically. So I have to break this shit down and try to convert all this into an MP3 player somehow, which I can't. I mean, not MP3 player, MP3 file, and just kind of take it from there. So it's like, I appreciate you for doing what
oh,
needs to be done. And I really, really do appreciate talk that we've had. I appreciate all that. Thanks for all that. And yeah, man, that's it for this is the 48th episode of the Mental Threads podcast. Yeah, got any final words you want advice you want to like let people know before we go off?
oh, most definitely. First word of advice, go to my Instagram at Pretty Blicky. Tap the link in the bio, peep the music, peep my videos. You feel what I'm saying? That's on my page. Number two, make sure you check out the nonprofit clothing store. Uh, Definitely worth it. You can customize everything to your liking. You're basically buying a canvas. You can add your own logos if you want, your own text, all type of crazy shit. And number three, most importantly, love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, how the fuck you supposed to know if somebody else really love you or not? Be yourself. Because if you ain't being yourself, I mean, like, what you really doing with yourself? I mean, like, really think about that. Like, who are you? Like, you already got enough on your plate. Being somebody else is way too much effort.
Yeah, man, it's a lot, but yeah, I feel like those some pretty important gems you just dropped. But anyway, this is the Mental Threads podcast. We're sewing in, now we're sewing out.